Welcome to August 1823 Stitchers. We'd like to welcome all returning viewers, and we have a few extra new subscribers, which we really appreciate, and we hope that you continue to like our videos and spread the word about our Flosstube. We are going to have FFOs by Sally, FOs by Sally, Whips and New Starts. I may actually have some. Needles Up
by Angie.
By me. Stash Investment, probably by Sally.
A couple of things.
Not by me. Plans by both of us. And then we'll conclude. Now, this is Flosstube number 30. That's Sally.
That's Angie.
And Jack's enjoying his treat down there.
And actually, he finished it about 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
And today's date is February 25th.
I always miss something.
Okay, that's why we tag team. All right, so I do have a couple of FFOs. A few episodes ago, we had a question about the thread sleeves that I make out of the, what are these? Placemats. I don't use placemats for placemats. I use them for thread sleeves. But a friend of ours, who's in our Embroiderers Guild chapter, gave me a bag full of placemats she gotten at the Habitat Restore for $2, I think. I mean, I'm talking
$2 each, or the whole?
No, the whole bag.
Wow.
I think there was about 20 of them. But she liked the fall leaves. So I put the snaps on it. I put one in the corner. I put one in the middle, and this is where your ring of thread goes, and your thread hangs down. And then I put one on the side too, and it just keeps the dust off of your thread. And she said, just make me one and you get the whole bag. Well, I made her one and I get to keep the whole bag. And then another friend of mine, who's not in our Embroiderers Guild, but she used to be in our church, and she goes on retreat with us a lot. And anyway, she wanted me to teach her to knit so that she could learn to make a hudola. Now, the lady that designed the hudola lives up in Maine or Mass, one of those places where it gets cold. And it basically is a hood, so it doesn't mess your hair up. And then it has the ribbing and you can pull it up and pull it over your chin and up to your nose. And the thing about this is it doesn't mess up your hair because there's a lot of room in this. And I did learn some different techniques. I never actually started in the center of something using a long circular needle. I mean, I knit my socks with long circular needles, but this was interesting because you had to knit. I do not like to purl. To make the stockinette, you had to knit and purl, so you had to go backwards. So the purl rows take forever. And then you get to a certain point, you start decreasing, and I thought my decreases were pretty cool. Look at there they are. But this yarn is just Red Heart, and the color is Mermaid, and I didn't tuck that thread in very well. Oh well.
It's been cold enough that we actually have needed one.
Well, it snowed last week. Yeah. It snowed on Thursday for about
10 minutes.
No, I think it was about 30, 45 minutes. I was dog sitting, and I text where the person I was dog sitting was up in Raleigh. They'd had snow the night before, and it was snowing up there, and it was beautiful, a nice blanket of snow. And then it started where we were, so I texted her, and she said, well, Zeus, the dog, he doesn't like to go out in the snow, so you'll have to force him to go out. But luckily, once it stopped, it didn't take long for it to clear up. There was a little bit left the next day, but it was in a shady area. And all of her backyard birds had eaten all of her food by the time she got back home.
It's been like, 10 years since we've had any snow or something like that? Maybe not quite 10.
No, because we had some snow last year.
We had snow.
We had snow last year, but it was like a Friday night into Saturday, and it was cleared up by Sunday.
We're not used to snow at all. We're not used to these cold temperatures at all.
Well, in January, the beach got,
snow.
5.5 inches, which is unusual for them. But the most we ever had was 1973. I lived in Maine, and then we got 24 inches. All right, and then I fully finished my, what is this called? A Beachy Getaway. It was the gingerbread box from Barefoot Needle Arts. And I'm sure Amy designed it. But anyway, so Now, those are my FFOs. I do have a couple of fully finished objects, just not fully finished objects. And the first, I was going to show them last time, but I didn't. The first one is the patriotic, is the, what is this called? Patriotic Trio spool flag, or the flag. Here's the pattern. It's from Crafty Bluebonnet Stitches, or Designs, excuse me. And I did it on 28 count Lugana. It's a scrap piece I had. And I'm going to do a block finish using Julie from Floss Paper, Scissor. I watched her video and I've picked up the knobs, and I just need to make sure that this is small enough to go on the block I've found. I did find one at Michael's, but I didn't buy it because I didn't think it was small enough. And then, so I did the Hudola. All right, and I've got 2 more to show that are finished. I just have to find the bag. This was actually a start and a finish. Angie wanted us to do a Emma Congdon piece, and so I did the cat with the fishbowl. It was cute. It took me 3 days, and it came out of this book, Cross Stitch with Catitude. I only did the one little scene, but it's in this this one. But you can see there she is. I like the fact that her head's upside down. It's just cute. And then the last finished object I finished up last month's whip, that was called, for my wheel, Day at the Beach, by Hands On Design. Yeah, there's some mistakes in there, and I didn't go back and fix them. But, you know, it's my mistake to have made, so it adds character to it. So those are all of my finished objects. All right, new starts?
My new start was the Emma Congdon piece. I didn't get too much done. I, of course, am doing a much bigger piece than Sally's.
I cheated.
Mine's in the Cross Stitch of the Earth, For the Earth book. And I've been wanting to start this one. And I love the saying on it. It's a native proverb, so her pieces are untitled, so I call this native proverb. It's actually signed Native American proverb, but I want to shorten the title. It says, "We don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children." And I wanted to start in the bottom right, which is where the whales are. And so I started with one color, and I don't even think I got 17 stitches in. I have been quite sick this winter, and I think the most stitches I got one day was 28, and one day I only got 8. So, and then a lot of days I got 0. So, anyway, but I plan on working more on that. When I start feeling better, you'll see more progress.
That makes sense.
So,
well, I'm almost.
that's the only new start I have.
I don't have. Well, my cat was actually a start and a finish.
Yeah.
So, so going on to whips, I have the Preschooler 2024 Santa. Looks like this. I liked the back stitching of the trees. I just liked it. So I was trying to finish up, but I ran out of time. So all I really have to do now is do the back stitching down this side, and Santa is done. And I think I'm either gonna make him to a pillow or a flat fold, because those are 2 of the squares on my bingo board. So that's where he is. And I just, this is a piece of, it actually is printed on the back side, but I didn't want that to interfere. It's not Vintage Country Mocha, but I picked it up it's a 14 count Ada, and I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. It's called Vintage. I'm not sure what it's called, to tell you the truth. But it's similar to the colors. I like the colors. Well, for me, you know, the colors are fine. Angie would have brightened them up. I don't mess with preschool colors, and these are the colors she picked. The red's 221, and then, you know, the green's they're prim. The white is white, though. Next, oh, because I only have 2 more whips.
Okay, well, I have 2.
Okay, well, why don't you do one?
Okay.
Don't do your temperature chart.
Okay. It snowed, so I picked up January, which is full of snowmen and snowflakes and stuff like that. And I worked on the letters, and in 2 days I finished the back of the A and did the NU. And that's, one day I got the most amount of stitches. I got 28 stitches one day, and then I worked on it another day. So I just need to finish the ARY, and then I just got a few snowflakes, which Sally and I talked about. We're going to get some snowflake buttons and a couple of snowmen to put in there, and it'll be done hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm.
That was on white 18 count. The other one was on white, my Imbacongdom piece.
That was on white. 16 count maybe? Or
Probably.
14?
I didn't write it down, but
It's one of the 2.
yeah.
All right, and then I have his eyes on the sparrow, and yeah, sorry about the ring light and glare. There we go. Well, there we go. Most people know what this looks like. There's several people who are working on it right now. I like it because it has the animals on it, as opposed to Consider the Lilies, which has all the flowers. But this is a bit for my big birthday this year, and I'm doing a page at a time, and I got page 3 done. And this is what mine looks like. And this is 28 count mushroom Lagana using the DMC conversion that Beth Twist gives. And I didn't put anything in that cartouche with the leaves down here because she put her initials on part of it, and my middle initial's a B, and it's not as wide as her W was, so I'll have to work on that, figure it out. When I get the next page will allow me to finish up all those leaves, and then I can count and figure out what I do. But there, that's page 3. And I'm doing 2 over 2. The book calls for 1 over 2, but I didn't want it that prim. So,
And you know,
more color
you said
saturation.
most people know what it looks like, but I didn't, because it's always so small. People are doing it on 40 count. You don't see all the color. You don't see the details of the animals and stuff like that in there. So I like the way Sally's doing it, because I actually do know what it looks like because of that.
Not just looking at the pattern, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, yeah, temperature chart. You do yours and I'll show mine.
Okay. My last whip is the temperature chart, which I have been able to keep up with, and I call it dog walk, but Stitchy Mommy calls it walk with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to try to get the knot down here because, am I going the right way? Yeah. I'm getting ready to make the turn, and I need to know where to make the turn. So I started stitching the knot of the road path, although I haven't stitched a wide road or wide path or whatever it's called, whatever it's supposed to be. So this is the last pawl before I have to turn, and so I needed to get this one done so I'd know, be able to count off, make sure I'm putting it in the right place.
Yeah, I give you double,
So,
2 places.
and
to
what's
check.
exciting is when I make that turn, I'll be able to work on the squirrel. There's a squirrel there, which I've been wanting to get to, but I couldn't because I needed to count off something to get to it. So I'll be able to stitch something besides paw prints, and
There you go.
that'll be
And
exciting.
there's well, my temperature chart is the cat one, and it's Wander With Me. And I was able to get the ball of yarn put in. And yes, we had some warm days, and then it went back to some cool
Yep,
days.
see the yellow and the orange on
Yeah.
mine.
Yes.
Then it gets back to,
Your temperature was a little bit warmer than
Yeah.
mine, but that's because you're further inland.
Mhm.
So, and there's it's caught up through last Wednesday. I do the Thursday through Wednesday when I stitch it on Thursday, when I update it. So I'm coming this
you've
way.
already done the ball of yarn.
Yeah,
now.
I did the ball of
Yep.
yarn.
So you're way ahead of the game on yours.
Well, and
Yep.
then when I come around here, and then I can do the fish bowl, and then the windows, and the cat toy's cute too, and then the cat.
You got a mouse over here.
Yep. But that's way into, well, that's in the summer,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, because it's got some brighter
Well,
colors.
we're getting ready to do the last week, and that's when we're going to really see the cold temperatures. You know, we stitched that last week when it got so cold.
Oh, last week, yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
It'll be
It should be
blue and
blues
purple,
but
probably.
Well, mine,
I don't know
It's
what is it, blue and
it's
something.
blues,
It's
teals and
cold.
blues. We don't quite get down to that light purple.
Oh, okay.
I guess if we did the windshield, we would have
Yeah.
that. Okay, so needles up is next.
Okay.
Oops, let me put the needles up.
So, I gotta figure out. I have last week's and this week's, and now I gotta figure
This
out.
was last
this
week.
is the one I want for this week. Okay.
Or
All
just
right.
one.
First
Or-
one I wanted to mention was Stitching Colors. She did, I believe it was her whip parade, and I loved her fox. Oh my goodness, it was a
watched her.
beautiful fox. She does mostly full coverage. She had a lot of beautiful pieces. I mean, she's a prolific stitcher, you know. Made me hold my head in shame because, you know, she's doing 1,000 stitches a day, and I can't do 1,000 stitches.
Okay, not a
Look.
competition. Not a competition.
So, yeah.
You stitch what you can.
But very talented stitcher. Then I watched the Hathaway Stitchers, and I never watched them before.
Oh, huh.
And I had bypassed them because they announced their pronouns at the beginning of the show, and I don't get into all that stuff, so I just bypassed them. But they actually have she, her as their pronouns. It's not that they are, it's just that they're supporting Pride by doing that. Anyway, I watched this year's Whip Parade.
Oh, I haven't seen this
And-
parade yet.
One of them, and I never can remember which one's which, did a pandemic, and it is probably the prettiest version of pandemic I've ever seen.
I'll have to go watch it. when I get
Beautiful.
home.
And then one had over 100 whips.
That was probably the one that does the designing.
Yeah, and
The one with the shorter hair.
the other one had about 17. So big difference in.
No, I switched that. The one with the long hair probably had the most.
Yeah.
Because the one with the shorter hair is a newer stitcher.
And they both live right beside each other in northern Kentucky, and I think they have a comfort, they call it the comfort room, where they stitch together in one of their living rooms. And it's just built, that's all they do is stitch in there. And cozy room, maybe it's cozy room, I can't remember what it is, but it sounded good. Then I did the Artful Stitches, which I'd never watched. She's in the UK, she's a teacher, and she mainly does kits from like RTO, Luca S,
Some big ones.
Marika,
Yeah.
there's a J, I don't know how you
Marishka,
pronounce
yes.
that,
Letty
Letty Stitch, all those kits. She likes to do that so she doesn't have to go out and buy the floss, you know, and all that stuff, fabric. She's a very prolific stitcher too. And the reason I watched her is because I Stitch Birds recommended her, because I never would have. She has never come up on my feed, so I actually had to search for her because I Stitch Birds just went off about how good she is. So I agree, she's someone worth watching. The last one is not a new Flosstuber. She and her friend, and her name just went right out of my head.
The brunette with the glasses.
Yeah, and she makes bags
I
and
can
stuff
picture-
like that.
well, no, this is the
And
blonde blonde.
They posted under Bella Rose, and but both of them got to be so busy about different things because what's her name? Anyway, I can't remember her name now, but
Yeah.
she's the one that's homeschooling her kids
and quilting.
And she's done her own business called Star Garnet Stitchery. She's been doing it all along. And she does a lot of quilting by commission and that kind of stuff. And so now she does her own Flosstube, and it's called Star Garnet Stitchery. Highly recommend it. She's very engaging. She's quite funny. And Cheryl, I think that's her name. I got Cheryl down here. I think that might be her name.
Notes. I was like,
she's doing 2 pieces that I'm doing. His name is Jesus and the Summer Quaker. And she does a lot of
Black News Society boxes.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was thinking. One with the elves and the Riverdale and Hobbit and all that stuff.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, thank you. Lord of the Rings. And I think she did some Harry Potter.
Yes.
And
I'm pretty sure she did the Frogwarts
Gilmore Girls,
and Gilmore Girls. I think she did,
that kind of stuff. But she also does samplers and stuff like that. She just got a whole bunch, and she's worth watching. And so I had to switch it from Bella Rose, which is not going to be a Flosstube anymore, to Star Garnet Stitchery. So she's worth watching. And that's the end of
Needles Up.
Needles Up.
I'll do a better job this time of putting them in our description box. All right, so the next thing, you gonna talk about temperature stitching, or is that for plans?
No, this is plans.
Okay.
I just was turning to March.
I gotcha.
For plans.
We have, so next up is our stash investment. Well, I
don't have any.
I have a little bit.
I
Not
will
much.
once we go to Barefoot, but
yeah. After we finish filming, you can call them and see what the deal is about the 13th. I was in Barnes & Noble, and I walked by. I was headed to the annex where stuff's on sale, and I saw this one, and it says, "A book a day keeps reality away." It allows you, and I know I probably could have found this pattern somewhere, or I could have taken a picture and, whatever, which isn't the best thing to do, but I bought the kit. And now that it's mine, I can make as many as I want to. And then when we'd ordered from 123 Stitch back a while ago, because I had a gift certificate, and I had ordered some Jardin Privé pieces, and they came in the other day. And this one's the beach themed, and as you can tell, I am very Southern, and I do not know foreign languages, especially, is it French? I don't know.
that's French.
Okay, yeah. Yes, I'm not even going to try to, but I just know it's beach themed stuff, and I love the beach. And I think next year I'm going to have, I don't know, I'm going to call it beach, or maybe I'm going to call it Surf Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to call it. And then I love the tiered trees. These are so cute. And this one's a Christmas one, and I love Christmas stitches. And see, that can go on my seasonal Sundays this year. And that's all I have for that. So the next thing is our plans. Go ahead, Angie. I'll let you do yours first, and then I'll do mine.
Well, March 5th is the beginning of Lent. And so I'm going to return to When I Survey for Lent stitching. And I will stitch on it yep.
You need me to get you a pattern, because I've got my
This is it.
You got the, okay.
I will stitch on it Ash Wednesday, the first day of Lent, and then every Sunday of Lent, at least. And then I hope to finish it by Easter, because that's been hanging on long enough.
I'm
But
trying
we
to
totally changed the colors.
Yeah, brightened them up a
It's
little bit.
definitely much brighter the way we're doing
I
it.
do have the colors. If you give me a second,
Or
I'll pull
Sally,
them.
I think, finished hers already.
I did.
But
I just haven't figured out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to fully finish it. But yeah, these are the colors. And someone, I read somewhere, and they said you shouldn't be stroking your threads. Well, I washed my hands, and they're dry anyway. So we changed the green to 3346, 208 for the purple, and then the yellow is 644. And then we put purple in the
In the
centers of the flowers rather than they had a brick red color.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It didn't work.
Because see, these are actually the conversions of the call fors.
Yeah, that's not not my style, and I changed it up, and then Sally said she went
I
for it.
copied that one.
So anyway, this is where mine is, and I've got a long way to go. I've got to finish the border of flowers and finish the words. So it should fit right inside this frame.
Yeah, it should.
And I really want to get it finished by Easter, if possible. So that's plan number 1, that piece. And I don't dare make too many plans because I was going to do Sparkle, the acrostic for Magazine Monthly, but that would have involved 8 projects. No, for Sparkle, 7 projects. I'm not sure I'll be well enough to work on that many. You know, if the weather warms up a lot, my arthritis will improve. So my thumbs will work better, and my shoulders will work better, my neck and stuff, my back. Oh my gosh, my back. But arthritis is so bad that I get so nauseous, and then I end up
Getting sick.
being sick, literally being very violently sick from the nausea. Just is so powerful. So this year it's been really bad. The colder the weather, the more it's, you know, the sky is down like this, the pressure, the sicker I am. And if you looked at my chair, I have a heating pad for my neck and shoulders and a heating pad for my neck and for my back and butt. And then I go to bed and there's a body, almost a half body length of a heating pad. It's just a pain, and there's nothing I can do about my thumbs. My thumbs get big knots on both sides, and that's what precludes me from stitching a lot, that and my tremors. So anyway, One Acerbe is one that I want to do. And then March 24th is Narwhal Day, and I've got a pattern for Narwhal with the Polar Plunge series, but I don't want to start the Narwhal until I finish Wally the Walrus, which is sitting over there. Didn't bring it over. He's close, so I tried my best to finish the Walrus before the 24th, and if I do, then I'll start the Narwhal, and that'll be my new start for March. And then the last one I'm going to work on, I want to finish January, and if I finish January, set it over here, and I buried it. Typical Angie. Okay, you already saw January, so I'm not going to show you that. But if I finish January, then I'm going to jump right into another one that is really close to a finish, even more than January.
Is it July?
And this is July. July looks supposed to look like.
Nice project bag you got there, Angie.
Well, it's inside another project bag,
Teasing.
but that's July. And you'll notice it's pink. There's a lot, the barn flag and stuff is pink instead of red.
Not Angie's.
So I don't do pink flags, pink and gray flags, no. Because I'm in the South and that's Confederate colors. So
No, red and blue. Confederate.
So I changed it to red and blue, and that changed everything else. And so this is what I ended up with for July. It really got changed. So basically I have to finish just a little bit more flowers climbing up to the right there, and what was it over? Oh, watermelon coming up from the truck. There's a stack of watermelon coming up from the truck on the other side.
Okay.
So there's very little to do on this one. So if I finish January, I'll jump right into July and get it finished, and then I'll have 7 or 12 of these done.
Ah.
That's way more than half.
Yeah, but
Exciting.
I haven't fully finished that many. I did September and August and June.
No, you've done 5.
Oh, I have?
Yeah, you did April, May, June.
Oh, okay.
August, September.
Okay.
Yeah, September got a blue ribbon at the fair.
That's right.
So,
okay. I didn't remember.
Anyway, that's one. And then the other one I want to finish that's close. Well, kind of close. And if I don't finish it, I won't be too heartbroken. But if I really get to stitching, where are you? There you are. No, that's all the others. What in the world?
Tired of those. What are you looking for?
The Campfire Indian. Oh, found it. Okay.
Yeah, because you're not far from him now, are you?
No. And I'm not going to show you the whole pattern because the whole pattern shows 10 Indians and I just chose one of them to do, and it's the Campfire Indian boy. And I need to backstitch his outfit, and I need to put some mud underneath here, which is why I haven't backstitched yet, because the bottom of the backstitch is connected to mud.
Right, and you want the backstitch.
And then there's a little campfire over here and a stick with a marshmallow going over the campfire. And there's just not much to,
left to do on that
stitch. So if I can get all the others, I have to get the others done before I attempt this one, but it's on the radar too.
I gotcha.
And that one I plan on doing in April.
Well,
Waiting
I
on
spun the
spring.
wheel. I spun my wheel this morning, and so I have the whips that I'm working on this year, besides my whatever else comes up in my bin. And so it spun. What is this called? Enchanted Realm, and this is where I'm starting from.
What do you plan to work on?
I'm gonna finish up the other mermaid. I'm finished the sea. Probably go up and finish the dragons, and then go from there. I haven't decided.
I have the dragons finished.
Yeah, well, I have one dragon. I have Puff right there.
When the spring gets here, I'll work on the mermaids.
And then my new start, that was called, and I've had this pattern for a while. Resting beach face. I also have resting stitch face. You have to be careful when you pronounce this. It's very, yeah. Anyway.
That was done purposefully.
Yeah, and then
by the designer, I think.
I don't know if I dyed this piece of fabric or no, because I know what this was. It's a piece of 20 count that was, it was an ornament cut. I was in the Oodles of Ornament club by they're not dyeing fabric anymore, so I won't mention their name, but it's on 20 count Ada, so it shouldn't be that hard for me to stitch. I can stitch on 20 count Ada. I struggle with 40 count linen because I can't see the holes. It's crazy. I know it's the same count, but I can go a lot faster on 20 count Ada than I can on 40 count. Same stitch count.
One reason it's taken so long to do some of my projects, like January, is on 18 count. So it's really hard for me to get 18 count done. That's why it takes so long. So I try to stay on 16 if I can, or 14, but I prefer 16 because DMC covers 16 really well. 14, sometimes you can see it's an X. You see extra fabric around it. So anyway,
nothing else. Oh, I'm gonna continue working on
our plans.
His Eyes on Sparrow. I'm trying to get a page every 2 weeks.
I wanted to share that next week I go to the doctor, and if I have lost 5 more pounds, then I will have lost 1/3 of my body weight. And I think I've lost the 5 pounds. So,
well, if I lose 12 more, I will have lost 1/3 of my body weight.
I'm hoping,
I bought a size medium pajamas, and they fit really good.
I was worried about, getting clothes that would fit me because, clothes are expensive and I'm on a very limited income. And a friend texted me today and asked me if I wanted these 2 sizes of pants. And, well, tops too, but I can't wear 2X and 3X tops anymore. So I said not the tops, but the pants I could use, especially because when you lose all that weight, folks, you get like a rubber tire around your waist of extra skin.
Well, yeah.
So you can't really go down too much in waist size because it's still there. But you can go down, and I will be going down to those sizes. So she's boxing them up and sending them to me. That'll save me a lot of money. And she's short like me. We
Well,
were
I went
always
to
the short,
Goodwill.
fat girls in high school. So,
Because Goodwill has jeans for $6 a pair.
oh,
And so I found 3 pairs that I could wear.
and I'm trying desperately to move because I got news of what the infection is in my body. It started in my sinuses, and it turned out to be a fungus that's caused by the mold that I'm living in this apartment. So I need to get out of here. So I'm trying desperately, and I'm probably going to end up moving to Florence, which will make it better for Sally and our Flosstube because she won't have to go 30 to 40 minutes to get here. So, the place I'm looking at, every apartment is 2 bedrooms, so the other bedroom I'll just use for crafts and one side for our Flosstube. So that'll be good because we can put our stitches behind us that we fully finished.
I have several that are framed that are leaned against my...
Yeah, we're trying to figure out where to hang them in
mantles.
our places. Well, now we'll know that we can put some of them. We can switch them out when we want to or whatever, and it'll look better than what I got right now, I think. So, anyway, let's see, do we have any other news? Man, we have lost a lot of people from Flosstube who have, died, and I think her name's Michelle of Heaven and Earth, lost her daughter
And then
to addiction.
Jen Lee of the Attic passed away.
Jean Lee passed away.
Nolan. Is it Nolan? Brooks Books.
Brooks, but I can't. Brooke Jordan? No, I don't know. She passed away. And then another person from Flosstube said goodbye on her last Flosstube because she got a deadly diagnosis. So it's just crazy what's going on right now. And be sure you let the people know that, the Flosstube you love, let them know that they're appreciated. You can like, subscribe. But leaving comments is really, a lot of us love those comments, and so
we do eventually answer them.
I don't really see the comments unless I go in as our, and so I don't normally do that. I only go in long enough to upload, and then
you need to check some of
I
them.
don't
Some
go
of
back
them
in.
pertain to you,
So,
and not just me.
And Sally lets me know sometimes that I need to look at a comment. So I just want to say we appreciate you all, and just remember to thumbs up and subscribe. Not just our Flosstube, but any of them that you like.
Correct. And
You will be deeply appreciated by all. With that said,
we hope to come back in the next couple of weeks. We haven't decided what we're doing in March yet, but that's coming up come Saturday. So
yeah, we're hoping to go to Barefoot in March.
After market.
I placed an order, and she told me today on the phone about Rogue Fabric had 4 spring fabrics at the market, and she bought a lot of it, and she had me in mind for the green and the purple especially. So I'm excited about that. And I had already placed an order for a yard of Rogue that they said they'd just bring to market instead of shipping it to her and then paying shipping costs. So anyway, so I look forward to getting that for my wordscapes.
It's the Brenda Gervais.
Yeah, the crossword
words. I don't know what they call it. I don't remember.
Something or other. But I ordered a yard, and if you split that in 12 pieces, it would be perfect sizes for each one of them. And then Memory's going to help me
pick some colors.
fix the colors so they're not so prim.
brighten the colors.
Yep.
She don't have to fix them. She
Well,
just brightens them.
fix them for me.
They'll stay in the same color family. That you get the
We'll saturate it.
essence of it. But
Yep.
yes, it will be more.
It'll be more me. So, with that said, I think we've covered everything. So, that's all, folk.
Bye.